Hi, Luke.
You keep recording it.
There you go. I
That's,
can see you, I can hear you, and it's recording, so we
uh,
can.
I like that. So it was cut by. So Muji said, "You're a yogi and I'm a bogey."
Yeah,
That's funny that Muji would say that. That's funny.
yeah. I found it very interesting. No, so the answer to your question is I don't know because for me it makes such a big difference. The way I move and use my body
Mm.
and cleanse and align and circulate my energies. So to see these examples of people who are emitting these amazing energies of
Mm.
love and kindness and wisdom, but yet physically are very, um, what to say. They're not. Uh, it seems like they're not distracted by the physicality, which
Hmm.
is maybe overweight or out of um, like easy, flexible, flowing movement.
Mm.
Like I believe like their health can be their physical health can be an issue.
Hmm.
I mean, like bless us all. Like God bless them. Like bless all these people that get put into these positions where they are. And what I saw with him a lot was like an entourage of people, like quite like this with him. There's like a real urge to have someone who's got it, who's made it, and
Hmm.
maybe he has, and maybe he hasn't. I definitely got that his heart was open and he was very wise and very, very kind.
Mm.
But maybe there's like so much more than that.
Mm.
So he's not actually like he's who he is, but it's not like I don't know. People need someone to be like.
To deify, put on a
Sorry,
pedestal. We need a guru to give all our own
the guru and the pedestal. Yeah,
to give our power away to. You know?
maybe. I mean, I'm sure he like to hold space, like to be who he is. He's also like a lot older than me, so I don't know what age he is. He's in his 70s, isn't he? So
60s, yeah.
60s, yeah. And so times change. Time changes.
So,
But obviously, doing weights and like skipping and jogging was not like priority of his life over the last 50 years. He's opened, like entered into these like realms of psychic ability. So it's clear that people can have very strong psychic abilities with very weak physical abilities, and very strongly vice versa. People can win 100-meter Olympic gold and not have a clue what the third eye is, or
mm.
have not have any sort of spiritual. I mean, maybe that's not true either. Maybe everyone's just got their own different, unique version of the journey, really, and
Mm.
have meet many teachers along the way.
So, who are the teachers that you really feel inspire you, or that you are the teachers that you put on a pedestal? I mean, or not even put on a pedestal, but to say this someone that you would feel comfortable surrendering to learn from, to journey with, if you were called. If there was a teacher to call you, say, Felix, it's time. Is there someone that you would answer the call?
Yeah,
Answer the call.
the plants for me, like the mushroom family, the ayahuasca family, DMT family,
Mm.
like super humble, super inspired, like
Yeah.
super surrender to a handful of these beings, of the fruit of this being, because the
Yeah.
mushrooms, it's the fruit. Like the being is in the ground and the earth and the air and the atmosphere, and like these are just it's fruits. So the fruit of the gods, God, which ultimately is direct for me, direct connection with extra dimensional, the genie, the omnipresence. It's here now.
Yeah.
Like it's not somewhere different. It's here. It's the computer. I can see it. It's everything around us. That is, for me, it's like, there's no words. There's beyond words.
Yeah.
But to answer your question, I mean, in terms of like in human representatives.
I mean, mushrooms work for me. I like that. Actually, that's a nice little segue to. So okay, so because that's a great teacher, and there's no, I didn't. He doesn't have to be a human representative at all. I was expecting you to mention. I don't know, but I like mushrooms because actually that opens up the portal to what are these mushroom teachers and how like what is the mushroom a direct connection to source, or is it is it working as a evangelist for source, or kind of like angels are evangelized are like within a dimension to carry messages from the human realm to the endless, but they're still guides as opposed to essence. Like, what is the mushroom consciousness or plant consciousness? Are they different entities? Are they from the same family? How do they commune? What are the different teachings? Because if these are the teachers that you kind of like take your lessons from, like we talk about the mother plant or the father plant or these different families, the grandfather. What are these families? How do we understand the lessons in our relationship and the teachings, and how do they come to us? These are different dimensions. How do we relate? How do we frame this?
That's a lot of questions.
Lots of questions, but it brings up a lot of so you just work with that for a while. I'll let you just kind of.
Okay, nice one. I think as it's coming through, one thing to share for me is like they are actually. So in some ways, there's experiences of experiencing them as entities and beings in and of themselves, and I'll share this one that maybe. Because maybe I haven't heard it shared so much, is that they're not actually entities in and of themselves. What they do is help us connect, is open up to our own inner entity. So it's actually us that we experience, it's ourselves that we experience, and they're keys. So it's like having a room, having a house, or a palace, or a spaceship with all these different doors and different rooms and different levels, and the doors can be locked, and there's certain keys that open up the certain doors. So I'm saying it's the key. The mushroom is the keys. So is it really and the keys open up the doors within my own palace, and then I can open up the doors and go into these different parts within myself. But really, the key is just to open the door. So is it actually the key that, key is just the key, right? A key will just open whatever lock it's been made to open. It's not actually the key that is the deal. That's what happens when you go inside the door, or when you go into the room, when you open up the new level in the house or the palace, which is ultimately which is ourselves. So people talk about ayahuasca being like this like the mother, like giving these kind of anthropomorphizing different plant medicines, giving them characteristics. And I've had experiences of experiencing them as mother and father energies, but I've also had experiences of going, like being cleaned by them, like this feeling of like this feminine, alien, multi-dimensional 5D, like kind of like a vacuum cleaner, like a laundry service, like loving mother just sucking out all the toxins out of me until I kind of was like cleansed, and then my spirit and soul actually like ascending up through these channels and seeing that being that had previously been all over me and entirely around me and inside me, kind of like waving me on. Like, yeah, you're clean now. Like now you're clean. You can go further. And my spirit being like, oh wow, thanks. Whoa, whoa. And then like go into these like higher realms and higher dimensions that previously were inaccessible because of the heaviness of these toxins and stuff that had been in my body. But once I purged them out, I was free to pass through. So one of my intuitions is when people talk about ayahuasca being this like the mother and like that, I think there's just this cleansing process is happening where like the heaviness is being extracted out of them, ultimately by themselves. The best way that we can understand it's so overwhelming and like hard to fathom what's going on. One of the best ways that we can understand it is like the love of a mother just cleaning us. Like when we're a baby, like we have our like bum wiped by our mum for like, you know, the whole first phase of our lives. It's like that's that process, that the love of a mother just like suck out toxins and like clean us. And if people are continually seeing it as like this loving mother, it's because they're still in this like cleaning phase. And ultimately it's not actually, it's genderless, and it's not actually like even an external being, it's actually just us. It's our true selves that we really experience. So all of these dimensions and levels and layers and rooms, you know, so to speak, are all within us the whole time, but we have developed like intelligently for survival and, you know, for the game of life, to experience this plane for everything there is to experience in it, ways to lock and keep a close lid on all these different parts of ourselves. So we're like operating like on this like tiny like level, this tiny slice of awareness most of the time, but we're living in this massive palace of potential to open up, and that's what these do. So I guess really kind of to go back on my thing, who would I go to? I'm saying the mushrooms or the ayahuasca. Now you're asking me again, who are they? I'm actually just saying they're me. They're not even like, they are just me opening up myself to myself. So the answer to your question is myself. Myself is the one I'm going to.
That is nice. Okay. And when you talk about cleansing, the importance of cleaning, what are your kind of cleansing rituals? And are you working still with plant medicine today? Or is that what you're using?
Yeah.
Have you done a ceremony recently?
I've done recently I've been experimenting with just using regularly small amounts, finding like a dose where I can operate and function and do day-to-day stuff, but feel the opening, feel the presence of it. So it's known as the microdose, right? Basically microdosing, but I'm kind of like playing with like between microdosing and like medium dosing, like finding just playing with that level. So I've got these like chocolate bars with it inside, and I'm just like experimenting with how much I eat a little bit, you know? Okay, eat a little bit, go off and do stuff for a few hours, feel how it feels. Okay, felt normal, felt okay, cool. I can function and like operate normally, but it can kind of feel the presence and feel the connection with it. And then they'll be like, okay, we'll try a little bit more. And then I could then like go about, and I'm like, whoa, all right, I can feel that one's a bit too much to be like doing normal stuff, you know? That one I need to like, it's proper like ceremony. I need to like I need to set aside time for that amount.
Yeah.
I've been playing with that.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, kind of been doing them. This year I took on some disciplines with the plants after many years, decades, I guess, since I was about 13, 14, 15, of using cannabis very regularly. This year I decided for the first time to do like a proper discipline with it. So I've only been using cannabis on the full moon. So, you know, just 4 times this year so far. 4 or 5 times this year.
So previously you've been using cannabis quite a lot?
Yeah, lots. I mean,
really?
You know, maybe not every day, but maybe every day for a while and then a day off, or sometimes like irregularly, like a few days a week off or something. But I stopped smoking it like around last September.
Okay.
I just began like edibles. I had this got like invested in some edibles, so I just be
Okay.
like have a little bit of an edible and just like work with that. I found that like a really well, it's a really powerful way to connect with the Wi-Fi,
Mm.
with the energies. But yeah, it kind of came to New Year, and I was like, right, I felt it, like myself talking to myself that what I needed to do was get more focused and more serious and more masculine brained. It's very feminine, you know, like the cannabis like connects us to our like inner feminine and creativity. So it's very good for like, creativity and flow and like these kind of energies. But I felt like this year is like, okay, this is a good year to like get more focused. So I will still use it, but I'll restrict how much I use it. I'll limit it to only doing it on the full moon.
Okay.
So that doing that discipline, it's kind of left me with these periods in between the full moons, which actually has kind of inspired the mushroom use, which feels like a more mature, feels like a braver way to play with the reality. Because I kind of got pretty comfortable with the cannabis, but the mushrooms feel like really exciting. It's like you can feel it, like isn't it? Like there's a kind of the nervous system is stimulated, like beyond my comfort zone in ways as well.
But do you find that when you explore with psychedelics or cannabis, that you are also opening yourself up, and so this kind of this and I think this like protecting our space or our energy body. There's a with things like cannabis, we could potentially open up our field too much. What's your experience of that?
Yeah, totally. I'm very careful with how and when I take cannabis. So, like, definitely not in certain situations. I mean, learned that over the years. Certain situations, so like social situations, I don't take it socially. If I'm in places where it's like time to talk and chat with people,
No.
that doesn't work for me at all. Cannabis puts me like I go super introvert and super in the zone and super focused. So I go to the gym. I can have it before training, and I will go and train. Because in the gym, I can just say hello to everyone. I'm like, it's okay. I'm going to say hello to people, but I basically want to just like find something and like go deep.
Yeah. Do you think, does it affect your muscle strength?
For me, like really, yeah, good. Like it opens up my energies and opens up my. I can feel it. I can feel the energy of my whole body. It doesn't necessarily make me stronger, but it definitely doesn't make me weaker. And actually, it would. It's interesting. Like this year has been very different. But it was definitely part of my ritual of training. Would be to have it, use it, go to the gym, and then I'll be in it. I'll be working with it, like as I'm training, doing all the things I'm doing. I can get in like linear zone and just go, repeat.
Nice. Okay. And let's maybe talk about your art a little bit. And how's things progressing with your artwork? What's going on?
So good. So good. Yeah, especially today. I've had a good day today already. So yeah, been out here. So I've been living in Barbados for 2.5 years, and here's really like production zone, making space, and just got time and space, beautiful environment to paint, to draw. Everything's kind of set up for me for producing, and then I'm kind of just been recently putting everything into like a structured catalog and collection, and so now I'm at an interesting place now where I'm still making, but now I'm kind of connecting with collectors and galleries and people looking to buy art and invest in my artwork, and then coming back to London. I'm coming back to London in July for 6 months for the rest of the year. So here's what that's kind of going to be like stepping really into like networking, because I've kind of been more like backstage, like just not like making, not like not showing, exhibiting so much. Had an exhibition couple of exhibitions last year in the summer. But yeah, recently been more just focused on production, producing, and then presentation as well. So like the way I'm presenting it, like online, my catalogs, my collections, and yeah, very very excited to get back like into the thick of it, into London, because here in Barbados, like there's not really like the scene for the art. It's not really the art world scene, But when I go back to London, so I'm kind of like more like preparation, sowing the seeds. Come back to London and then spread out, like just be everywhere. Like this is what I do. This is what I do. Like go and meet lots of other people who are doing the same thing and similar things, or collaborations. And
oh, nice.
Yeah,
nice. And last thing I want to talk to you about is coaching. How do you work with coaching? How do you work with people or clients? What kind of work do you do there?
cool. Yeah. So another thing that I'm doing is the coaching, which is basically like similar, conversations like this. Not conversations like this, but speaking to people one-to-one. And I think my personal blend is like a synergy of coaching and mentorship. So like there's a bit of both. Coaching, as I understand it, being something like where you can coach anybody about anything that you don't have to like know about, There's just like coaching principles of how to help someone basically like find the answers within themselves. So through bounce back, through questioning, through listening, helping people find, like, connect to what they already know within themselves, just through like external support and accountability as well. Like regular accountability of meeting with a coach. And then kind of on the other side of it, there's like mentorship with people who are got real specific stuff about mixed spiritual arts, shamanism, ceremonies, artwork, training, like who are interested in tapping into my personal experience. So more like the content of what we've just spoken about, people who are maybe more at the beginning of a journey of spiritual awakening or realization, or even at the beginning of a journey of beginning to share what they've learned. Like someone who's just going to go teach their first class that they're going to teach, first movement class ever. And like, that's kind of more the mentorship side of like, how do they go about advertising themselves, describing themselves, letting people know what they're doing. How do they get their flow rolling? So I kind of have different approaches with different people, but yeah, I do this. I love it. I've got a few regular clients on long-term containers, like 1-year programs.
Amazing.
And I've got also people that I just do like regular checkups with, like short calls. And I've got a online membership course that I did that you did the 21 for 21. So that's still going. I'm still running that. So I've got a community of monthly members that I share this monthly challenge and different classes with. And that's kind of a way I've kind of got more of a broader reach with the coaching.
So you still do the 21 for 21?
Yeah, still going.
Great. How many people do you have? How many people do you have following that process now?
So this month we had 38 start, and there's 33 still in the group.
Nice.
Day 15. So going good. This is been a good month. Yeah.
Nice. And how do you like find your audience? Or how do people find you? How can people find you? Let's say.
People can find me through Instagram. That's my main social platform, and then I find people through word of mouth. Just meeting people here on the island. What are you doing? What do you do? This is what I do. Share it And then even through WhatsApp, through messages, just keeping in touch with people, from like friends from the journey. Sometimes I'll just do like these regular big call outs to friends. Like I kind of like on my contact list. I'll just look through and just keep in touch with people. Let them know like what I'm doing. Okay, I've got another round of the course starting. So this challenge I do starts on the 1st of every month. So kind of just check in with people, let them know, like invite people regularly. But I guess, Instagram is my main platform that I'm sharing it through. I've got a newsletter as well, so advertising via email.
Okay, cool.
Gram.
Felix, thank you so much. It's nice to connect.
Thank you.
Thank you for sharing me. Nice.
Nice one, bro.
Nice one. Cool. Well, I maybe now's a good time to stop recording, and we have 2 videos.
All right, man. Blessings.